Let's look at calculator, because calculators. So that's kind of weird. You got a directory in the directory. I'll just, what's an IML? Oh, this is the thingamajiggy. Calculator. Oh, BoxerV2. Okay, I'll look at that instead. Add files via upload. Very professional. Okay, by Joao Abe. Where do I work? I do not have a full-time job. I used to work at Facebook. And that is what Joao Abe is referring to by level 7 or L7, level 7. So one, you shouldn't, Center is probably a bad class to have. Just nitpicking here. And also title, you can use an HTML element. So if you go to my awesome website, which isn't really an awesome website, but I use a header for the header, which includes H1 and includes a list for navigation and stuff. So you could use header here instead of a div. Hello, Koskiv, or just Koski. I've started learning to use something called BEM. What is BEM? A bunch of friends that work there might be interviewing for roughly a lead position. MLP location? MLP? Did you mean to say My Little Pony? Or did you mean MPK? Yes, I worked in MPK, the Menlo Park office. Do you want to link to my project? Don't worry about pronunciation. VK. Okay. What feedback do you want on your projects? I just started looking at CydoEntis project, so I'll probably look at yours in 10 minutes or so, depending on how this goes. So you got your game. Beautiful. Cool. So what is background used for? Okay. Game running is true. Wait, what? That's weird. Why do you have this nested function here? So every 100 milliseconds you draw, that makes sense. Oh, you're friends with said who? Because that C-Ray looks familiar, the name. And said who 12 has linked it. Let's see your art skills. ELM1, is that an L? Or an I? What? I think a 2 dots and a line would be better than that. Oh. You went on a raging spree, something? I don't know. So you hide the title. Okay. But what about the, you had the win and lose, win screen, lose screen? Okay, restart game. Shouldn't it restart game as soon as you start? Because otherwise, how are these? Maybe the CSS clears it? I didn't look at this CSS. Okay. It's already hidden by the CSS. Okay. A rough idea on how well I've improved or not improved compared to this game. That sounds like something like Said Who would do. Okay, got it. Math.floor 7. Oh man. I hope you know why Math.floor 7 is kind of funny. Enemy list, okay. So I like how you have these functions separated, and that's very nice. I don't like these comments because they're just repeating what the function right there says. Yep. So if that means we're gonna bounce them off the sides. I don't know this game, so I'm just guessing. But this looks like it's bouncing off the sides, which makes sense. What? What? What the heck's going on here? And like this comment doesn't make sense either. Whatever. Key down. So key down's a global variable. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but okay. This is definitely doing... I don't know how that works. Because wouldn't this create a new listener every frame? Oh, I see what you're doing here. Got it. Okay. Got it. That's a bad way to do it, but I see why. I see your frustration. Frogger, okay. Well, I don't know why enemies would bounce off the edges for Frogger. Well, this thing is trying to do, if I push down on the key, then it does the thing once, it moves the player once, and then when I let go and press again, then it moves again. But it's doing it in a convoluted way because you're adding a listener every frame. So if you leave your game running in the background, it'll eat up memory. and eventually crash your tab, but whatevs. Beautiful collision detection. Gold check. That's colliding with the object I. Oh, random. So you have a random goal. Okay. Alright. Makes sense. And you wanted me to look at JavaCalculator? Or was it JavaCalculator 2? Or is that me misremembering? Yeah, just JavaCalculator. Calculator. What the heck is this? Oh. So create our buttons, constraints, create our operation buttons. Op constraints. What are these things? Oh, those are the okay. I don't know what the fields mean. I guess the third thing means the width, and the fourth thing means the height, I guess. And then this means X and Y. So I guess 0 is double wide, and it's on the bottom, which is why it's 5. And then 1 is on the left, which is why it's 0. 2 is in the middle, 3 is on the right, 4 is on the left. Okay, yeah, got it. Got it. And these are the positions for the... I used Tmux Vim for 90% of what I do outside of some Python notebooks for visualization. Do large software companies care? The good ones don't care. The bad ones might care. Yeah, Facebook definitely doesn't care. I think they're fine as this thingy, but it's kind of weird that they are arrays of arrays and not arrays of like rectangle or something. But really, this crap shouldn't be done in code. It should be done in a visual designer. But I don't fault you for putting it in code. What's wrong with Windows only company? You have WSL now. You can just run Linux. Eget source is button set it. Okay. Guess this is an implicit toString. Okay. Do you have some advice about unit tests? Which one do you use for C++? What do you mean, which one do I use for C++? Are you talking about frameworks? Because a test framework is very different than unit tests. There are some animals crawling on my roof. Can't use a visual designer in your class? That's stupid. It's a visual, like you're laying out. Whatever. So if the operation button is 0 and the text field doesn't contain dot, add a dot. Okay, that's like what is? I guess you have a comment here, but is there any reason that's an array? I guess because you loop over it like this. That's not a good reason. At the very least, you can turn these numbers into constants. So you don't have to have comments that are probably out of date. So you set the text as parse double. So if you do this, and that means if I type 1.000, then hit the plus minus button, it'll get rid of my 000, which I don't think is intended. Are you talking about video games, Negatratron? In which case, Linux has the same problem. Well, if you're developing software for Windows, then you need to virtualize somehow. But I don't think that's what they were getting at. Clear button, add button. Alright. Oh, and you have this weird thing too. So, operator. Oh, okay, so that is up here. So yeah, you need to learn to use enums and name constants. Because, like, whoa. I did not mean to bookmark that. So you have this number 4 here, up here, and you have this number 4 over here. Do they mean the same thing? Is it the same 4, or are they just totally unrelated? In this case, they're unrelated, but they look the same, because they're in the same function. Yeah, the algorithm max sucks. Vince, I'd like to help you out, but if you're asking about a framework, I can answer that. If you're asking about unit tests, I can answer that. Haven't gotten to enums yet. Okay. Well, there's many ways to solve it. Enum is one way. Enums probably will not be covered in a computer science data structures course. It's a language-specific thing.